Right now, you're on the threshold of an amazing adventure. Showtime. One, two, three. E is all that remains of a once powerful note. Right now, you're on the threshold of an amazing adventure. Showtime. One, two, one, two. E is all that remains of a once powerful note. Right now, you're on the threshold of an amazing adventure. Showtime. One, two, one, two. E is all that remains of a once powerful note. Right now, you're on the threshold of an amazing adventure. Showtime.
Hello, hello, welcome in. So today, we're going to be continuing with Disco Elysium again. We did a couple hours yesterday, but was rather tired yesterday, so I cut the stream short. We had thrown up twice at trying to look at a body. Turns out we are not as stoic as we would like to be, so we vomit on sight of corpses. Other than that, we wandered around town a little bit. We solicited some drugs from a guy at a pawn shop nearby. We lost our gun and our badge apparently. And then we got called slurs by a kid. So already we're getting pretty interesting with this game, which is about what I expected from it. But it's been fun for the only 2 hours that I played it so far. So yeah, we're gonna be continuing today. We're gonna be doing a long stream, probably about 5 hours, somewhere around there. Maybe I'll switch games midway. Maybe I won't. Depends on what's happening and what I feel like. That's the plan. Anyways, enough rambling on. Let's go ahead and step into the game. Cut the music. And let's see, go over here. Swap screens. Hope everything's looking good. Yep, there I am. Hello. Game's getting caught too. Okay. Looks like we're all good to go. Sweet, alright. So like I said, we're continuing. We chose the, I think it was the empath character design, which has not done much for us. Thus far, we did ask a lady that quit her job because we were such bad customers if they wanted to go out on a date, and immediately got rejected. So we didn't read that situation correctly as an empath, unfortunately. When viewer's been banged up, inoperable. But you know, you win some, you lose some. We've taken a lot of mental damage. Thankfully, we've also healed a lot of our mental damage. But right now, I think we just have like 30 minutes spare. If I remember correctly, let me go here. I think we needed to wait till, yeah, this thought got completed. Also, Hobo Cup. We have 2 hours, 8 minutes left on Hobokup as well. But I guess we'll track down some of these alternate pathways that we have, or alternate objectives that we have while we wait. So we need to replace the lost bowl. Due to some confusion over the gamer and Gaston were playing, you threw one of their petanque balls far in the sea. Shot was excellent, but now you owe them a bowl, or at least similar looking metal sphere. So I need to find one of those. Can't inspect the body right now. I have no money. Yeah, it's kind of just gone, the badge. Maybe we'll find it. I think our best lead would be tracking down the tape for the sad song. So I think we're gonna do that. But before that, we're gonna check out the bookstore. We didn't realize what books were before. So this should be quite the adventure, inside the bookstore. For example, what are these?
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
What's Wirral-related items?
An endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter the table. The topmost book is titled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition.
Okay, so it's all nerd crap.
There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick-Your-Path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag.
Anything
There's
catch my eye?
box that says Wirral, 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. The side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. A sticker on it displays 25 real.
Bro, are you crazy?
Nonsense for anemic Beano clods.
Do I look rich to you all? Oh, I need money. Guess we'll check out some of this other stuff. Old sports magazine tucked away in a dark corner. It's back here.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Okay.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Well, you see, I'm a cop. Pulled it
Just
open.
as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers.
Her hand has closed around her pendant. Her fingers nervously playing with the talisman. Why are you acting so shady? It's just a back room.
Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
You see, I don't care, you can't stop me. But I sense this place calling for me, you see. I must investigate beyond the threshold. My empath abilities are telling me there's someone here that I need to see.
You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir.
I don't care.
No! Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme.
Bro, it's opening curtains.
Lies. Rip them open, we say. There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful. You see a tattered set of curtains and a polyhedron-shaped cage-like trinket.
Polyhedron-shaped cage-like trinket. Inlaid Empire is telling us to be careful. So examine.
You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you.
Uh-oh.
Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you.
What's behind the curtains?
Now, please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? The books are all you care about.
Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
Fuck it, rip them off.
You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little cage-like trinkets, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
I warned you, you're unleashing forces beyond your understanding.
I don't believe in the paranormal. Sucks to suck, lady. I'm a hardened cop. Drunk. On a, well, yeah, drunk. Hangover, still technically drunk. No sane person would ever put their head into such a machine. Vaguely androgynous portrait of a man. Interesting. Merely looking at the unmanly haircut threatens your masculinity. Threatens your masculinity. Oh, yep.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. What if you just break it down?
Pain threshold challenging 12. Break down the door. Maybe I should, but not before I strategize.
Right. Take in your surroundings. You need to have a solid ground and a proper posture if you want to succeed.
Yeah, check your posture.
Steady breathing. Solid core. You've got this. With one shoulder forward, you're ready to smash into the door like a battering ram. The room is dimly lit and littered with old barbershop rubbish, but the path to the door is clear.
What about the door?
It's made of a solid block of wood, but it has stood there for ages. The hinges are old and coated with a carmine layer of rust. It should be doable.
Aha! +1 for preparation. Knock on it first.
Only an echo. No one is there.
Oh, well, bust down. Fuck. Shit. Ow. Ow.
Ow. Shoot. Whose moronic idea was it to just run through the door? Don't you know that things like that hurt?
Try to breathe normally. It really wasn't the best idea, was it? No, that's gonna hurt my psyche. Please don't cry. I don't want anyone to see me cry. Is that blood on your forehead?
Are you alright? This looked pretty intense and painful, I must admit.
What is going on there? Are you really trying to break down the back door?
Yes.
I warn you, don't tempt the spirits, officer. Don't tempt the spirits, or you'll damage the holy wards on the door.
It barely looks like you've done any damage to the door, however.
Damn,
it's still
sucked.
locked and closed.
Well, that sucks. Anything else I can touch here? No. Yeah, what you gonna do about it? I'm the police. I am the law. I am the law. White picture book. Very colorful. Tome of fascist magic. Rather candid. Fascist magic. Interesting. Anyways, time to talk to you, I guess.
You've hurt yourself now. I told you not to mess around back there. What are you even trying to accomplish, you fool?
Oh, I tried to smash through the door.
You're only making things worse. Stop it. Be compelled to look at the books. Go to them.
Okay, so she's obviously like into some like witch books or something. That's with their pendant she thinks is gonna compel me. Farewell for now, book peddler. I don't really care about this store right now. I only have 4 health. I might as well heal that up then. Could have sworn I had like 5. Anyways. Still got plenty of time to wander around until that thought coalesces into something. Let's go down here. Let's go down this way. Is over here? Old slogan, Humanox covers this truck. What's this?
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island.
Damn, that is
pointing
barely standing
toward the
still.
sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods.
Who's it supposed to be?
A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, "I am Philip III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings of Revachol, son of Philip II, the opulent, father of Philip IV, the insane." Not a good track record of mental health in that family.
Apparently not. Heard creator story. Oh, I have a low chance.
What did he do?
Yeah.
You have no idea what you did a week ago. How would you know what this guy did many centuries ago?
I don't
High
know.
above you, the king stands triumphantly oblivious to your memory trouble.
Whatever. Aha! Tank top. Let me just take that real quick. Ruins fall of snow. No one lives here anymore. Actually, blue. Look at the tank top. Electrochemistry, interfacing. +1 conceptualization, -1 suggestion. We'll hold on to the t-shirt for now. This. Aha! 75 cents. Indeed. 75 more cents for my $70 bill.
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter, some cigarettes, and food money.
Grandma?
Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is gray like lead. No, this one is a monster in disguise.
Can I ask you some questions?
No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
Well, if my mind says she's a monster, I guess we're not talking to her.
Yes?
I want to get into more about you, Kim.
Me?
Yes.
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
Come on, Lieutenant, open up a little.
If you insist. What do you want to know?
You don't look like other people around here. Tell me a secret about yourself. Do you ever talk with yourself?
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic.
What's Seal?
It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting.
You're only making it sound uninteresting. I still want to know more about Seal.
You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular Revacholier.
Oh, well.
He's glad to have shut down your question.
Alright then. You ever talk with yourself?
What do you mean?
You know, when you're thinking, do you ever have conversations with, like, your brain?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So you're saying your brain never chimes in with advice or warnings?
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
Oh.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. That's where his conversations with himself take place.
I see.
You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special.
No, that's all for
Good.
now.
Let's change the subject.
Why are you following me?
Excuse me?
Just an observation.
You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide.
How's it distinctive?
I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 41st Precinct tend to move a bit erratically.
How's that?
They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers.
That's racist. I don't prioritize containers.
I'm sure you don't. It's just a stupid interdepartmental thing. I'm making assumptions. We should move on.
Passing along frivolous interdepartmental stereotypes is not usually his oeuvre. He regrets bringing it up.
Well, leave. Hold up. What's this?
Volumetric ship compressor.
Aha.
Bizarre scientific news from Revachol West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure of around 495 gigadecimals. These metallic hydrogen levels of shit togetherness were thought to exist only at the center of collapsing stars, not law officials. It remains to be seen how long the shit singularity lasts.
That means I gotta get this over with quick. All endurance white checks unlock learning cat for endurance raised by 4. Okay. Let's go. Gotta go track down my gun now. Or not track down my gun. I need to go to the body. I don't know why I said track down my gun. Completely not thinking in that exact moment. Let's go. Investigate this body quick. Over here. Aha.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now.
Very low chance of losing this.
As you breathe in,
Nice.
the odor comes over you. It's a smell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it.
They always do that.
They do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enamel boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength.
I need to see more about those boots.
The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them.
Now, why are you wearing like knight armor?
Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow.
What kind of boots are they?
They are armor, no boots. Technically speaking, these are sabatons.
Yeah. What kind of armor is this?
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be.
Where?
Under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
Interesting. What happened to the rest of it then?
The locals probably scavenged it. It would be odd if he had more on after 7 days. We should keep a lookout for these pieces. The armor could yield information. Maybe he'll know something.
Indeed.
If you wear those pieces, it will help me protect your mortal coil.
You're right about that, pain threshold. Maybe he was just, what does my mortal coil need protecting?
Yes, bullets will fly. They always do. And the coil is fleshy and mush and permeable. Cast it in ceramic shell. Resist death.
Yes, we're the
The
boots.
sabatons dangle off the man's decaying form. Ageless and synthetic.
Knock on the boot. Pull the boot off. Pull it off.
This feels dangerous. Are you sure?
Yeah, get the boot
The
off.
stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking sound comes from above.
Stop!
Looks at the boot under your arm.
Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
Oh, it's a bad idea, isn't it?
You're going to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
Bro, I'm not a homo.
Stop obsessing about your sexuality, officer. You are about to seriously compromise the coroner's case. What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot?
They would go super well with my pants. This is advanced enemy technology. Might be clues inside the book. Yeah, there might be clues inside there, detective.
Maybe we should concentrate on what's outside the boot and leave what's inside to the boys at processing? Just this once. Besides, there's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots. They are fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet?
Oh.
You're sure there's a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
The anticipation makes you crack your fingers. Feels nice. Nice and cracky.
So what's gonna happen to the boots then?
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights. Should we continue?
Well, the material looks out of place here.
It is. It's expensive.
Lieutenant draws a line on the condensation of the ceramic with his index finger.
We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
How much are we talking about?
For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
Ka-ching, baby!
By catching, do you mean let's not log them as evidence? Let's steal them?
What was that about the constabulatory before? You need to push some buttons if you want to recruit the lieutenant in a conspiracy.
If the constabulary is dragging their feet, why not start ourselves before more good men die? Nah, that's not what I meant.
Of course.
How could this man afford such expensive hardware?
It's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company. But that's just hearsay.
Pretty advanced for a security guard.
I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
Knock on it.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup. Suddenly, your biceps coil up. Your elbow is sharp and cocked for a punch.
Sounds fragile.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. See?
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them altogether. Like the scales of some ancient white monster, cracked and pearly.
Well.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos and extremities blotched pink and blue. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. Oh my, there's something on the belt. A familiar word that speaks to the thirst within you.
What's the word?
Vermilion, in yellow letters, along the length of the twisting cargo belt. Only a deep longing for vermilion golden spirits lets you decipher the fading logo of the local brewery.
I should get a drink.
You should not get a drink. You should perform an initial inspection of the victim's corpse. We are on the rope part.
What kind of rope is this?
Industrial strength. The kind used for tying cargo to lorries.
Like in a circus, when the circus leaves town and they tie a black-spotted giraffe to the wall of a carry pen.
What? Weird? Weird thought? Like in a harbor, like in a circus for transporting blocks. Yeah, why not?
No. More like in a harbor. Like the one just east of here. I get the sense they used whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves.
How did they even get him up there?
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
Nice buckle tying the belt to the branch.
I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt, buckle closes. It's what I would do. Seems easier than climbing up there.
Sure wanted him to stay here.
It's not merely polyester. It's steel reinforced. See these lines? This is where the wires run. I see rabbits for more than 20 strands. This makes getting him down much more problematic than I had assumed.
Assuming dock workers from the harbor did it?
The brief suggested as much, politically motivated by the ongoing strike. Did you not get a briefing?
My past has undergone total annihilation. Nothing remains. My mother, the love of my life. Certainly not a briefing.
Okay, you should ask me for one the first moment we get.
He blinks. Leave.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp and torso covered in tattoos.
I should probably look at the tattoos then.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. His corpse is marked by stars.
Will mine be marked by?
Alcohol and heartbreak.
Damn. That's deep.
Your fist clenches suddenly.
Riddled with disco.
Decay is creeping on the tattoo. Already, most of the canvas that's holding it has darkened. Now, it disintegrates slowly, letting out a stink.
Map of the night sky, microelectronic system. National pattern?
Of no nation that I know of. If anything, it reminds me of religious illumination, last or penultimate century. Men who live harsh lives often turn to innocentic worship. But which one? I see no trace of a humanoid figure.
The pattern does not stir patriotic or religious sentiment in you. What it does is speak to the wounded, limping animal, the male in particular, unable to communicate in anything more than grunts. It's impossible to tell if its advice is right or wrong.
I'm missing something here.
So am I.
Sudden ringing fills the air as Lieutenant pulls down the zipper of his orange jacket.
He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
Let the lieutenant work.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera.
Yeah, I thought so. Produces two metal capped ampoules and clicks them into place on the sides of the apparatus. A thin slot shines there.
This is the first time he openly acknowledges the kid's existence.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
Points the camera at the corpse, peering into it. The lens needs adjusting. Then,
A sound, A shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it.
Cool machine.
Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
What do we need the photo
It
for?
contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around.
Can I have it? We'll surely get it later without the corpse smell.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just don't lose it.
The glossy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper, teeming with opportunistic organisms.
You've acquired an interactable item.
Oh.
Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
Yeah, do that later. Look him in the eye.
His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess. Underneath the curdled meat there is an expression, not carried on his features, but below, inside, an expression of pleasure. This man was experiencing joy at the moment of his death.
Tell me who you are, dead man.
The corpse
Rip.
is dead silent. You have no idea why you just said that.
Who is he? He is male, 40 to 50, with an athletic build.
He enjoyed the moment of his death.
Why do you think so?
Intuition.
Okay.
Back off.
The corpse looks right through you as you distance yourself from its stench, eyes like a shark.
Squint and take a step back.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink.
Observe.
Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
Relax your eyes.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
Are you sure we
How do we get him
finished the
down, then?
preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
Step back.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos.
Squint again.
As you narrow your only the lower extremities. are
Squinting.
pink.
Why am I
How
doing
should
that?
I know why you are squinting, officer?
His face and hands are pink. Thighs too. Rest is green.
Oh. You are trying to assess lividity.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
So, what do you think?
Well, he's clearly beaten up.
I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
Coin saw. What the hell does that mean?
It means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
Back off. Catch your breath. Cover your nose. Something's coming out of him.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
Cool.
The fuck he's saying?
Yeah.
Talking about shit.
Uh. No, we've already explored that path before. Kim is not a fan. We got lucky. Maybe he went to the toilet sometime before death.
Maybe.
Doesn't really want to dwell on too long. Well, I think he's dead.
I agree.
There are crow's feet in his eyes. He's laughing silently.
Totally dead.
Yeah, this Buster's not coming back.
No siree.
I don't know what to think. What do you think?
I think he was upright immediately after death. Blood has gathered in his hands and feet, and his neck. The noose acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis here is in tune with the hanging. That's what I think.
Could it still be he was moved after death?
There's always a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first.
Oh, back off, catch your breath.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you, decomposing.
Let's check the notebook first, real quick. Where's the rest of the armor? Getting the hanged man his boots. Ask him to tell you about the case, victim's tattoos, inspect victim's body. App. The dust. I guess these are just extra checks that we have. Well then, let's we'll leave and ask him about the case then.
Yes?
Tell me about the case.
What do you want to know?
From different precincts, why are we on the same case?
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
Oh, okay.
His disdain is clear. This man would not use such an expression otherwise.
What do you mean?
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
I'm in on retrograde amnesia, you see.
Better still than an imbecilic cop-off.
Tell me something about it.
It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim.
Well.
Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case?
Tell me literally anything about it. I can't remember anything.
Ah, yes. The case brief you missed. Now I remember.
Brief? Yes, that sounds good.
3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Does the briefing say who the victim was?
A security guard or worker of some sort hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth.
Why didn't we know anything about the caller then?
They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
Why hide themselves then?
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Yes, of course. Everything I understand that. So our job is to find the killer.
That's right.
Sweet. Would you say this is a mysterious case?
No, it's not a particularly mysterious case.
Why not?
The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
White male in his 40s, what more do you need? Personally, I think labor disputes are very mysterious. Could it be sex?
There was some interest in this case at my station, but not for the reasons you have in mind. You seem to wish there was
Cut this boring stuff off immediately. You know what this case is about.
Are you sure there's not some sex angle we should be considering? I don't know, man. There might be a sex angle. He was in pleasure, it said.
Good point. Martinez is famed for its occult sex murder rites. We'll get on it immediately.
That's... I mean, it could just be a sex murder.
That's commendable. Was there anything else?
He's basically challenging you to sex it up with some lurid twist. Don't get right into it. Sit on it a bit. Then hit him with it.
Alright. Well, I have all I need for now.
Good.
Legendary 14. Convince Ken there's a sexy dark mystery twist in the case. Not right now. Not right now. Nothing. Pissing competition. Apparently there was a pissing match between Precinct 41 and Precinct 57. Ask him about this after the initial inspection. Tattoos. What else do I have? The interact. Use the interact button. What is the interact button? I've literally never... I think I've only used the mouse to move around. It's the interact button. I did left click that. Use interact button in inventory to inspect the item. That's... And,
An
oh,
intricate web of
there's a
blue
button up
lines
there. Okay.
stretches across the torso of the hanged man, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time the lines intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading as the pattern still kind of has an ethnic feel to it, but nothing familiar.
Who are you?
Gone.
What's the meaning?
For you to discover. You've gotten as far as you will without assistance. Someone close to the victim might know.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, not getting everything out of that then. Suppose we take it down.
The man before you is naked.
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt.
Let's see then.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting it.
We could saw the branch.
Climb up there and saw the branch?
Yeah, we could. Either one could do us. The kids got a ladder.
I don't trust that ladder. The assailants didn't use it. It's rotten and less sturdy than it looks. And I don't see another good way up there.
All right then.
Honestly, I prefer a non-acrobatic solution to this.
Why though?
Clown cops climb tree, fall down. Enraged cop assaults children after falling from tree.
I wouldn't assault the children.
Cretin cop, they like that word, saws the branch he's sitting on, literally. Local children report corpse mutilation.
Fuck yeah, climb that shit, monkeys.
Bruh.
See, you're only making them do those things less.
Let's see. We're not going. Screw too high. I'm not afraid of no newspaper.
Oh no. We should be very afraid of newspapers, and the radio stations too. We should be wary of enticing them in any way.
This is years of experience talking. He's seen career after career ruined by careless media strategies.
Fine.
Yes. We should use acrobatics as the very last option. After
These have got to be the most fucking boring mulka parts I've ever seen.
Let's see. Maybe we can ask for help in the harbor?
I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case. It seems like a dangerous route to go down.
Confirmed. It's unsafe.
Let's reconsider, I
But what
guess.
other options? The corpse twists on the belt, like chicken on a skewer.
Shoot it down.
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
How?
Just, you know, like, shoot it. Shoot the belt, bullet will break it. Shoot the branch. Belt to the branch. That's a hard choice, actually. I'd say probably the branch. Seems like the best option.
Yes, the buckle, where it ties the cargo belt to the tree. If the shot hits that, then there might be a small chance to release the belt.
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain a Kuno with some shit.
They'll miss! The pigs will miss Kuno!
The lieutenant is undecided. On one hand, he wants to shoot some gun. On the other, it's an awfully stupid idea.
Let me try it. What's the worst that could happen?
I'll blow his head off.
Take it! Take the shot!
Yeah, take the shot. Kuno wants some of that shit.
Silence. With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant unzips his jacket and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks. He then
we go.
steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
Easy does it, partner.
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the air as the lieutenant steps back and says to himself,
God damn it.
Missed.
he feels bad about it, about his eyes mostly, just having bad eyesight, probably from a young age. Whatever you do, do not console him.
Alright.
Fucking idiot! Mulka asshole!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
Try again, maybe?
No, we are lucky as it is. We didn't break anything, and the victim remains uncompromised.
Oh well.
Any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate position with the locals. We have eyes on us. I didn't do us any favors with that. I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance.
Alright. Yeah. Ask for help then.
Okay, they do have the tools and the men. And since it looks like they put him there,
Get him down to.
okay, let's do it in the lousy, dangerous way.
How do we get inside the harbor then?
From the gates, by negotiating or fighting. I'm unenthusiastic about fighting. Or we can try to find some secret third path. It's unlikely though.
Negotiating or
To
fighting?
the gates. Let's fight, I say.
Well, let's get to it then. Fighting seems like a pretty bad idea. Considering we have such a bad physical abilities. Well, we got a bunch of other things. So the initial inspection's done. I can ask about this competition then. I got a level up actually. So Inlaid Empire is the one that will get us. I'm gonna win Master Authority, intimidate the public, assert yourself, and others. Volition. Suggestion. I think we do Emulate Empire because I want to convince Kim that it has a sex angle. So we'll increase that by 1. Actually, I don't want to fight. We'll do suggestion. I think suggestion will be what we end up having to do. Items. Learned skill. +1. Yeah, we'll do suggestion. Strip chain doesn't close. Okay. Inventory. Tools, clothes, items. Self warfare, suggestion, -1. We have -1 for the satin shirt. Yeah, I guess we'll put the tank top instead. Lose the conceptualization bonus, but I think we won't need it for the next part. So yeah, electrochemistry. What about these gloves? Interfacing? Yeah.
Yes?
Tell me about the case again. I think you should know, but I can't remember anything. Tell me about the case again.
What do you want to know?
Regular info. Now that we've inspected the scene, I want to know more about this pissing competition.
What's there to say? It's just stupidity.
But what kind?
The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the Industrial Harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion.
Ah, so it's a struggle over who runs Martinez.
Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words.
Okay, well,
I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing competition.
okay.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary.
What's so special about Martinez?
Martinez? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. North of the interchange doesn't exist.
A tremble comes over you. Another after effect of ethanol poisoning, perhaps. Feels like leaves do when they rustle in the breeze, somewhere far away, below the turbine. The 41st and the 57th. The lieutenant was right. It's not about who gets what's north. It's about who doesn't.
Okay, then. Weird. I wonder what it says about me that they sent me then. There can only be one conclusion. I'm the finest case-solving machine, sent to outperform you in every way imaginable. Don't be scared, but I think I might have supernatural abilities. I probably have an unbelievable kill count. Nah, must be an augury, an apocalyptic omen.
No.
Be a bloodletting of unimaginable proportions. Unimaginable.
Oh no, it's very imaginable. We fail to place responsibility for the hanging. The harbor company see the situation is out of control, so they bring in private military, maybe a gunship. The Union responds in strength. Automatic fire.
Ah.
Local law enforcement solving one little homicide decides nothing. Not solving it can have real and calculable effects. Things can always get worse. Matter of fact, augury, we should move.
So you volunteer to spoil it?
Yes. I'm an unrepentant spoil sport.
Oh well, enough the competition then.
Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
He's actually glad it's addressed now.
Why did the 41st send me? Formidable, legendary. +1, Roy mentioned suicide. Tasks, map. Logic. I didn't get another level up. Tasks, map. Go here. No. Might as well try it.
Because you're the best qualified. No, that doesn't seem right.
I'm exceedingly qualified.
If you're so well qualified, why can't you remember why you were sent? Anyway, don't keep the lieutenant waiting.
Alright. We'll hold on to that for now. So I can't remember anything, by the way.
No response. He just arches his brow.
I really don't remember anything.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
I'm completely lacking on basic information about even the organization we're in.
Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation.
Okay. Fine.
Focus on other people's troubles, not your own.
Your heart beats twice like a fist. The serotonin deficiency makes your teeth clench.
Say nothing.
The lieutenant glances at his electronic wristwatch.
Alright, forget it.
A moment passes. The lieutenant glances at the sport.
Yep. Okay. So, debrief at the end of the day at the rags. White set shirt. Alright. Did I ever check this? I don't think I did. So I think we're gonna check that real quick.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, well, there's something in there. Not necessarily connected to the case, but still.
What am I looking at, you trash container?
Well, it is a container. Maybe you're prioritizing it.
What do you think is in there, Lieutenant?
Trash, food waste from the cafeteria. They lock these containers to keep the derelicts from flocking in. Could be evidence too.
Yeah, it feels like there's something in there.
What do you mean, feel?
Extrasensory perception. Just a hunch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how do we get it open?
We could try using a pry bar. The one you took from my motor carriage, or...
Did someone say pry bar?
Yeah, fuck yeah, pry bar.
Pry bar, pry bar. Your palms yearn its cold touch, to grasp it once more, as you've done so many times.
No, or pry bore.
We might want to ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one. And he also has information.
Ask the manager? Bullshit. Go straight for the pry bar and pry this baby wide open.
Yeah, we get the pry bar. Leave. Get the pry bar. Held left. Oh, that's not a pry bar.
This trash container is locked.
Low.
The sliding lid force time isn't happening. You've jammed the pry bar under the lid. What is this? Your triceps ache for the metal to bend, but it resists. This calls for a potent curse to help break its resistance. Utter the power words.
The fuck kind of metal is this? This is fucking shit.
The quality of metal is not the problem. From what I see, it's sturdy enough.
He's enjoying your little failure. He finds it amusing. He's reveling in sweaty rage on your face.
Hang from it with all your weight.
There's a creaking sound as the pry bar slips under the lid. You hang from it like a moron, huffing and puffing. Clearly the technique is wrong, but nothing else comes to mind.
Shit, I can't pry it open.
Let's ask the manager for the key. This is clearly not working.
I feel like I'm losing out on my something not using the pry bar.
You are. The pry bar is quite satisfying and handy. But you are just not good enough at prying. We should get the keys.
Bro! Absolutely destroyed me with his words. Just not strong enough. Sad. Probably unequip the pry bar, by the way. Oh, hold up. This place is open. Who are you?
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Garancy and Kubek. It must be his name. Garancy. Garancy Kubek. Sounds representative.
Currency. I have some questions to ask.
The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air.
Got some impressive pots.
He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn.
Oh, I don't think they need anything else. Stay masculine, Gurency. What a lad. Alright, talk to the manager.
Can I help you?
Trash container out back yours?
Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
So it's yours.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you.
I don't know what the feeling is.
Prod at him and find out.
Doesn't it seem callous of you guarding even your leftovers from the bar? What if I told you I am a hobo? I will do too, I think.
Callous? What are you? Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The Whirling in Rags is not special in that regard.
What if I told you I'm a hobo or soon to be one rummaging around through that trash? Will you keep me out too?
Yes.
Aw. But I need him to survive.
Sir, I'm sorry the RCM is having financial trouble, but it's not this establishment's problem.
But we need the keys anyways.
What do you need them for?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Yeah.
Bring them back once you're done, please.
Something here at the Whirling Gate. Seen some here at the Whirling Garden. Need to talk about.
What thing?
Ben said the mess hall is reserved for the Union.
Yes, not the whole damn Union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time.
He
He's a
hates
jab.
the Union, but grudgingly recognizes its power over him. So he's directing his frustration at you instead. Retaliate.
Seems you gotta suck up to the Union, you know?
I don't. I'm simply providing a service, or really facilitating the offering of services to paying customers, and it doesn't matter. I don't have to explain myself to you.
Plus 5 experience.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info.
How do we find them?
We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even striking men. If not today, then they'll be here tomorrow.
Something else to
What?
ask about.
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the Whirling later.
Okay. You say so, me. I'm gonna sing karaoke. I'm gonna sing
Absolutely
karaoke.
out of the question.
You wait and see, cafeteria manager.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, goodbye. Try to get that music tape first. First, open the trash container, find out who is in the union box. Oh, go to the trash container.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid with a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid.
Yes.
Don't. Maybe you shouldn't.
Why not?
Maybe you shouldn't. Of course you should. This is your time to shine, Hobocop. Dive into that dumpster for extra content.
Yeah, for the content. Do I just have a premonition that something's in there?
There is, but you won't like it. Sweat forms on your brow.
Open it.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
Okay.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
Look under the boxes of carton.
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. A
But it
box
does.
falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below. And turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
Dig in, Hobocop style for extra content.
Wow. An Armistice caliber 50 knock cannon. Half wrapped in paper tissues. So shiny.
So what's a knock cannon?
It's a giant rifle, and it's very expensive. Not as expensive as that fat string of pearls snaking around the rotten banana peels, however.
Huh.
And is that Cordon Electric's preamp with Electra F2 tubes? It is. That catches quite a price. We're talking 12,000, easy. Unless you're into hi-fi yourself.
I am into hi-fi.
That's too bad, because none of those things are actually in there.
What?
There's just food waste and crisp wrappings.
Yeah, there has to be something. That's cruel.
All you see is a broken mug with a racist depiction of the Yellow Man frolicking in saffron.
It's an antique.
Only in its social sensibility.
Oh, well, I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
Briefly glances at it. Pick at the rags.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers.
Yeah, what it's...
As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Drop them in here, officer.
Sure, yeah.
Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but
Looks into the container.
the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye.
Reach for it.
A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
Tag that too.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. Just garbage.
That's all I think,
All
yeah.
right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
Think someone from the whirling might have been involved?
Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash, the lid was locked, and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
Alright then.
The lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
Search for food waste.
It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels mostly. Unidentified sludge and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here.
Why you say that, me?
What's this?
What?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something.
Yeah, pick that out.
Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
I don't know what this is.
It is. Look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there.
Just a looking slip of paper, 16 board.
If you don't mind my asking, how could you have let your paperwork end up in the trash?
Has for boarding quality to it. Maybe I needed to lose it for the great bloodletting to begin. I think I didn't want to be a cop anymore. That's why I tried to flush my cop life down the toilet. Must have been cramping my style. Nah, we're continuing with the auger pathway. Had a foreboding quality to it.
What are you talking about?
I speaketh the tongue.
Do it though also thorough inventories. You should take stock of your notes. Make sure it's all there. Official notes contain informants' names. If some of it has fallen into the hands of the RCM's adversaries, bloodletting may well ensue.
Alright, I'll do that.
It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable.
Yep.
The container sounds a muffled gong.
Okay.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Alright, yeah, leave. Now, you put the clothes in the trash, read the ledger, and name the case. Go ahead and do that. We got the yellow mug and the ledger. Interact.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Anything else?
There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you.
Bro.
Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart.
Inspect the clip. We'll get the toilet paper off.
It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard.
Yeah, take it off.
Still wet. The toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off with your finger and voila. The ledger now looks marginally better.
Inspect the clip.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip.
Yeah, run a finger across it.
The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before.
Hey, what's this?
What? That thing. It's a halogen watermark. We use it for adding information to RCM property.
What kind of information?
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that.
Well, how can I read it?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do.
Like,
All RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too.
okay then.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
That's all, thank you.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight.
White
They're
papers.
not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
What's in there? What are they about then?
Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you.
Hope to open an official case. Is there room?
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish.
Yeah, committed to paper.
The tasks you've completed flow out of the pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple. A language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect the victim's body.
Yep.
Get the body down. Interview the cafeteria manager.
Cross out the ones.
A
Complete.
satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
Have you named the case, Lieutenant?
No, actually. Any ideas?
The Furies are at home in the mirror. The setting sun shit on a stick. The Furies.
Furies. Yes, well, I don't know. I have to be honest, I'm not experiencing the internal strife that refers to. And also, could you make it less poetic somehow? Just a normal case name, you know? Think, what would that be? A good normal name.
Fine. Shit on a stick.
Yes. I have to tell you, officer, I don't appreciate ironic titles. Other officers will have to use this as reference. If it's idiot or cockfinger, they're not going to get it. They're going to think an idiot and a cockfinger were on this case. So, do you have something less funny?
Setting sun?
Okay. It's a good name, but it has one problem. This case has nothing to do with the setting sun. At all. It has nothing to do with that, so... something more concrete, perhaps? Do you have something...
Usual is boring. We don't do that.
Fine, the Hanged Man.
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good strong name. We have a very good name for the case now.
Boring.
I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
Boring. The Fury's name was much better. Fine. There was a mention of a naming convention here?
Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name.
Written in capital letters too.
Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case.
More?
Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the hookah parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout.
Yeah, figures.
You like this grimy murdering, don't you? It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
Alright. Well, yeah, I'm done inspecting
You
these.
don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
Can I read the case files now?
Yes.
Haha,
you can piece them
perfect.
together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB 41. date of initialization, and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700, the next world mural.
So what's HDB 41?
41 is your precinct.
And HDB?
It's safe to say those are the initials of the officer responsible for the case. Your initials.
From Darjan Binzakin? Horace Debbie Beringer? I think what you meant to say was RAC, Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau.
No, the alphanumeric begins with HDB.
Nah, Raphael stamped cases.
Fine. It takes about half an hour for you to piece one together. Mr. Raphael, which one do you want?
Square bullet hole murders are weird.
It would be very interesting to read about these, wouldn't it? I mean, there seems to be a square-shaped entry wound in the victim's forehead. She's been sitting there for weeks, on her rocking chair, with a square hole in her skull, staring at the wall, her mouth agape. That's all you got. From the half hour you spent piecing it together, all you know is the entry wound was square-shaped. You never found the bullet. And then another body showed up, also with a square hole in his forehead.
Sequence killer.
Who knows? Those pages are missing. What next? Don't worry. One day.
Let's revisit those later since this
Not
each
much
take a
has
half hour.
changed. In the meanwhile, a bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard.
Where's the yellow papers?
In the back, you see thin, translucent copy paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out.
What types of forms are there?
3. The topmost are misconduct fines. The middle ones are station calls. And the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of.
Misconduct fine.
A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields. A tool for manipulation. Give the lowest amount and people will be ingratiated to you.
Indeed. Suggestion. Very good suggestion. Station call.
These are quite sinister in tone. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing.
Field autopsy?
A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs, color of the irises, predation marks, condition of sexual organs.
Yeah, enough of these.
Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys. What delicious power hid within this pathetic mess. You feel better.
Yes, yes.
The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copier paper.
Well, look at the clipboard.
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back, you see the embossed letters, RCM.
What just the color was? It's blue. Shake the ledger.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment?
Peek.
The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center.
What'd you say the color was?
Blue.
Yep.
The blue heart. Don't look into it.
Man, our Inlaid Empire does not want us to look at the clipboard.
With your hands, you 4-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board.
Yeah, open the clip, open the hidden compartment.
Is not
Really?
what you end up doing. You squeeze the plastic to slide it open, but nothing happens. Then you bend it some, then crack it. The goddamn thing is stuck.
Shit.
A hot flash of rage comes over you. For a moment there, before it recedes, you feel as though you might just squeeze a tear of anger out of your duct. Makes you wonder, why? It's unjust, that's why. You can't even get to that thing anymore.
Sad.
The ledger quivers in your hand. As it shakes, the pages rustle. This pathetic mess suddenly afraid of you for some reason.
Oh, smell it.
The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner.
Well, put it away. Interesting ledger. Let's look at the mug.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
Quite a lot to read into here, actually.
Oh boy, here we go. What
Yeah.
are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
Mug will be useful. By announcing it, I can earn political capital to mask my badass hustling. Exactly.
If you want to earn some change by guilting people, go for it. But if you want to earn real dough, finish the case and start getting paid again.
But I'm a hobo cop. Let's see. It's much better to hustle on the streets. Let's see. What if we want to go into Inlaid Empire level up? Accept. Alright, hobo cop.
Technically, you wouldn't be a cop anymore, but a hobo. That would mean game over for the cop chapter of your adventures. But who knows where the hobo part takes you? To the bar? The old L'Assommoir? To the pier or the sewers? To Le Royaume, where for 300 years they interred the dead. You could plunder royalist crypts for long-forgotten triple malt bourbon, then fight the Aramakan beast that lurks the bottommost sepulchres. The secrets of the city are all yours at last.
Yes, what does that give me though? Reveals extra special collector's edition Tare bottles on the map. More money from selling Tare. Learning cap for shivers raised by 6. Raised to 6. Yes. Indeed. So, map. Read the watermarks. Get in front of Kinmouse headlight. Yeah. So the capper's weight raised to 6 for shivers. Let's see. Yeah. What did the other one do? Volumetric shake compressor. Experience points, solution. Endurance cap raised to 4. Okay. So there's this over here that we never looked at. Also this.
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
Leave. I'm not looking at all that crap. Never mind. I'm looking at all that crap.
Old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
East Delta Pinball.
Silence. No one answers your call.
Main hall building.
Nothing happens after you ring the doorbell.
River City.
Silence. No one answers the doorbell.
Fortress Accident.
Silence. No one's home at Fortress Accident.
Slipstream.
You hear static From the intercom speaker, it sounds as if someone has picked up the receiver but isn't saying anything.
Anyone there?
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric.
Oh, this goes connecting.
Have you come to place an order?
Can you let me inside the building here?
My God.
The lieutenant exchanges a look with you.
Sorry?
It's you. My God. I didn't think I would hear your voice.
It's a woman, and she
Oh.
knows you.
Uh-oh.
Your heart beats faster.
My mind is slipping. Uh-oh.
No, something's wrong here. Are you sure she's talking to you?
Stand up straighter. No. Who and where are you?
Michelle, just please.
Sounds like a ghost. Wind blows through your clothes and you feel detached from your surroundings. Inside the building, a cold memory hangs.
Odd.
Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months. I thought you didn't care.
Tell me what's going on.
Ever since I came to work here, it's been different. As if my mind's been wiped clean.
A spot of static overrides her words. When she speaks again, it sounds like she's submerged.
It's so nice. It's so nice to be able to finally again.
Forget about what?
She sounds like she's about to cry. The cold is deep under your skin, as if you were talking to someone who's 100 years away. Somewhere inside the building, water is flooding the cellar floor.
Hello?
She doesn't answer.
What's nice about forgetting?
Silence. The only thing you can hear now is static and waves washing ashore on the bay.
What just happened?
Another seagull passes by. It's getting cold standing here.
I don't know what happened either. We should probably stop playing with this thing.
Fuck.
You press the number sign on the keypad that terminates the call. 12 name cards on the call box read.
Cabron.
Looks like someone has melted half
Emma
the...
Fashion.
You wait for a minute or two.
24-hour window.
You ring the doorbell. But
Artemiteps.
all you hear is static, but no one answers the call.
Andrew Orlando.
You ring the doorbell, but just seeing the words Andrew Orlando gets your hackles up. Its very existence is a threat to your masculinity, to say nothing of your hair.
Main hall.
An off-key melody starts playing after you ring the doorbell.
Kuno, please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have time for your stupid games.
Please open the door.
Oh, I'm sorry, officer. I thought you were... But the doorbell is broken, and the bookstore shouldn't even be on the list anymore. So I can't help you. Please don't call here again. Thanks.
Oh.
A single beep indicates that the line has gone dead.
Empty card.
This button looks new, but someone has removed the name card. Nothing happens when you try to ring it.
Huh. This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
Oh, leave. Well, that was weird. But, I don't believe in ghosts, so it didn't happen. Also, hold up. What was that look at? Maybe a sea monster did this to the plaza. Oh, the big crack.
Inside, you see a set
Yep.
of steering levers, a radio microphone.
How do I turn on the headlights?
All right. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
Okay.
He's downplaying his excitement. The lieutenant is more than happy to show off his precious carriage.
Press.
The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rounds per minute gauge jumps, and the engine of the Caprice Canadian comes to life with a whiny growl.
Press the button labeled headlights.
The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
Okay. Do that then. Yep, close that door. Now, let's
As you
see.
hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes over you.
There she is. Revachol West.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations.
Look at it. The street grid.
The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kanema's headlights.
Where are we on this?
Let me see.
Ledger remote.
Right here.
Finger near the top of the map on a segment of coast, just putting it out into the Great Ocean. Sure, I've seen worse.
Oh yes. Coal City. Le Royaume. The burnt-out quarter.
All of them worse than here.
Huh. Perforations.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows.
Tally up the rows then.
The first row has 18 dots.
Not bad. And the next one?
The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then some.
Count them individually.
There are so many, it's hard to count. More than 150, at least. Maybe even 200.
And the last row?
The last row has 3 perforations.
That's it?
That's it.
Hey Kim, what do all these holes mean?
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do. Let's take a look.
Son, here is where we score your life performance. You better hope it's good.
Yeah, it's a good one. There was that second row that had a shit ton of dots on it. How many?
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
I've walked the land telling some liars. With the end to come, there are 9,855 days remaining. Really think I have any idea? Yeah.
Cool. I'm glad you joined us. Not a lot of money in doom crying. Let's move on, shall we? This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see. Wow, more than 200.
Is that a lot?
It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers.
So you're saying I used to be a super cop?
Call it what you want. You were a valuable member of your precinct. Now, let's look at the last row. Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there.
Confirmed kills. That sounds pretty evil. A drink would soften that feeling.
It's not too many.
For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way.
What's it feel like to kill a man, Mr. McCoy? A young woman asked the man across the desk from her. Honestly, babe, says John McCoy, crossing his ankles over said desk. I don't feel anything anymore. It's just like brushing my teeth. I do it once or twice a week and don't really think about it. There's no trace of guilt in his voice.
There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident.
Yeah.
But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for.
Indeed.
He's sincerely glad you're not a scary predator. Not to say relieved you're competent.
Well, thanks for that.
The lieutenant nods.
Alright, let's go.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
You can now see your statistics on your journal page, to the right of the task description.
Oh, sweet. Extra tabs. Where was it at? Collections? I probably should have read that.
Tremble. The time is now. Ta'ola.
Ta'ula. What time?
Time for the show. For Ta'ola. The hallowed time of fear and disintegration. A countdown has begun. All will collapse on itself. The world will disappear into a single grain of blackness. All sound will be muted. All life will scream.
Yeah, this is because of the insane world ending I've been saying, isn't it?
Yes, you spoke the words of the Palindropos and the houses of Pericarnassus. Items, people, even words will tumble. All will lose its meaning in the coming years. That is why you marked yourself.
I do think the world might be ending soon.
The face of the woman fractures. There will be herd killing. We all become vapor.
Indeed. Top of the apocalypse. -1 rhetoric. Rambling madman. Research time. 6 hours, 55 minutes. You woke up in a hotel room and started rambling about the end of the world. It's not your normal everyday doom crying either. Something truly colossal is approaching. The gloaming. Pulling. The bloodletting of unimaginable proportions. Until now, you've been pleasantly vague about the precise nature of this cataclysm. No more. Put the bloodletting in the burner and really figure out what's threatening, fragile, physical reality you just found yourself in. Yeah, I'll be the cop of the apocalypse. Unlock? What do you mean unlock? Internalize. You unlock. Oh, you need skill points to unlock new thoughts. Alright, well, start researching the cop of the apocalypse then. Let's see. We got a lot of tasks actually now that I think about it, so what do we want to do? He was in the union box, you put the clothes in the trash, and the body down. Let's access the harbor, I'd say. Let's get into some actual content or something. Also, let me check this out.
This Postler Vantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front.
Good mail delivery box. Yeah, pat it with the bag.
The box seems happy.
Good for that box.
Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also.
Been there, collection box, been there.
The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder, then you swallow, and then suddenly you see it. Over all the other graffitos, someone has, using the tip of a very sharp knife, cut the words, Revachol forever.
Alright, leave. Now, let's go around this way. We can get into the place. The Union place. You go in here?
A sturdy metal door.
No. What's this? More construction once decades ago. We didn't talk to this guy over here, I believe. Can I talk to him?
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines. the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
Joyce, what does the L stand for? RCM, what is that? I'm a little foggy here. What gave us away? Shake hand. Yeah, shake hand.
I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
Indeed.
There's a trace of irony in his voice. Mischief, even. The lieutenant is hatching some scheme.
Oh, oh, he is fucking with me, okay.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful.
Tell me about Wild Pines. What can you tell me about the strike? What can you tell me about the lynching? So, something about these tattoos?
That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
Okay. Fine, return to it
Better
later.
not tie the forestay to the backstay on this. I hope there is something else.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
What can you tell me about the lynching, then?
Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
Yeah.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
Yeah, remember when my partner told you I'd recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My lost badge is related to it.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything.
Oh dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
Exactly.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize. But I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Damn, alright.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
How do I negotiate my way out of this, then?
She's a negotiator. Just float a favor at her. Insinuate.
Surely there's some other way we can demonstrate our law enforcement credentials.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Such as?
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
They're profiting from this trade.
I see.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones. Or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Yeah, alright. In private.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
How did you hope it would go?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman.
Really? I thought it was going well.
This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played...
He doesn't let it show, but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
Sorry for putting us into this situation. I'll handle it.
I'm sure you will, Detective.
What do you propose that we don't investigate the drug trafficking?
No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done, and demand for her information on the lynching.
You could also just find my badge.
Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large, and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters.
Yeah.
You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months.
Alright, well, let's get back to it then.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Can I have some money?
Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it?
Why not?
Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, bub.
Nice fabrics.
Why, yes. Tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat, almost rustic in its simplicity, a silk shirt and matching scarf around her gentle throat, while dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry. Wealth and all its possibilities.
And?
Now look at you. You misery-clad simian. Barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes. A scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable.
And?
You're poor. Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too...
I'm not ashamed.
Oh, but you are. Too ashamed to ask this person for money. Too scared to belittle yourself in her eyes. Those half-precious stones of Erdenin. Oh God, the lieutenant is here too. Do not dishonor the force.
Bro.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
Yeah, give me money.
Voila, you're doing it.
Exactly, I want money.
Really put your back into it. Yell it from the top of your lungs.
Money! Money.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. The wind is a bit strong. Could you repeat that?
I need money.
How much money?
$70.
That's a reasonable sum. Not too small, not fantastically large.
She pulls out a zip bag. In it, you see paper notes.
She removes
easy, easy $70.
The cold and oily to the touch.
Ah, that's great. Yep. All right. She removes a few notes and hands them to you. The paper is cold and oily at touch.
Whoa, whoa! Did you see how easy that was? Ask her for more. Toot toot.
Nah, that's dishonorable. I got $70.
Can you eat honor? Are you an omnivore? Give me a break.
So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
You bribed me, all right. I'm your little peel. Oh, that's a good line. I'm still getting my head around this whole money concept. You were just helping me out. I'm an honorable policeman, I'll have you know.
You're right, man, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act, unseemly as it may be, as long as they are properly logged with the precinct.
Yes.
Which he most certainly will do. Now, how else can I help the RCM today, besides supplementing its salaries?
So, tell me about the drug trafficking.
It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samaran Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, man?
Yeah.
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
Damn, this is a hard shit. Let me get this straight. Materials come from Samara de Revachol through the terminal.
Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Indeed, okay.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, man. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut.
And you want us to investigate?
Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
Am I gonna need bolt cutters for that?
Unlikely, officer. I'm talking about the lorries. Once the ingredients reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers, well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they may be vulnerable. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment.
Indeed.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
Damn, that's straightforward.
You'll be indebted to her, in a way, but one step ahead of the Union in another.
It's no coincidence they're stranded like there, is it?
No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However, this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue.
I see.
Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable. The weary.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
What proof do you have that the Union is
How
involved?
do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves.
So you think the strike is being funded with source ingredients for drugs?
Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you.
Okay.
It sounds like she tried looking into it herself, but she's clearly not the type your typical lorryman would confide in.
Okay then. So made up my mind. Yeah, I made up my mind about the smuggling investigation.
Yes?
We'll take the case, probe the driver, see what it yields.
Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
You're on a boat.
Why, yes I am.
Green and white sail sweater overhead. Not all the people on boats are there. You got a license for that boat?
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The fuck?
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles.
Pleasure carriage. Pleasure craft.
Qualified pleasure craft operator. So charming. Where's the damn license?
So can I see your license?
I just renewed its safety inspection last month, officers. It is completely seaworthy. In fact, it's taken part in not 1, but 2 insulindic regattas. Even finished once.
Still need to see the license though.
Actually, you don't.
Pretty sure I do, police. I police.
It is a little known fact among those who police that the Wayfarer Act specifically denies the RCM the authority to demand anyone's operator license.
Ah, shit. Exactly how little known is that fact?
I was just being polite. Even school children know the Wayfarer Act.
More like the Anarchy Act, in my opinion.
No need to politicize this. You may still ask for the lady's passport.
You need to save face if you want her respect. Demand that passport.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to see your passport.
Of course.
Searches the pockets of the raincoat, producing a bundle of documents in a sealed plastic bag. Look at the plastic, or passport.
The woman is silent, smiling while the waves lap against the hull. In your hand, under the plastic, a light blue passport saying, Republic of Vespa. The coat of arms has a lion and an ostrich. Seagent. The woman, born in the year 3 in the commune of Revachol, smiles at you. Face adorned with frown lines and crow's feet. The photo is recent. The name reads, Rejoice Leighton Messier.
So you're from Vesper?
My husband is. I have dual citizenship. A Vespertine is handier when traveling.
Well, everything's appeared to be in order.
She nods and returns the plastic bag to her coat.
Not all the people on boats are there.
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
Wait, we're on an archipelago?
Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
Caillou? Oh, we were in Revachol.
We are. And the city of Revachol is on the island of Le Caillou.
Still haven't seen anyone sailing boats here.
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
She's having a good time arguing against the law. Too good, perhaps.
Does the boat have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cor de Leyte 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
The word, it, feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name.
Yeah, you gotta name your boats.
A breeze ripples through the sails and tugs at your hair. Below, the sleek, fish-like shape of the hull parts the water. Beneath that, a resounding darkness. You're reminded of something. Or someone.
Cool, but your boat really needs a name.
Okay. How about Cor de Leyte 19? Why?
Steps on the side of the boat makes it hollow sound.
Because it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called Cor de Leyte, and its hull is 19 paces long.
How about Dolores?
Why Dolores?
Oh, no, feels pretty.
Well, it means nothing to me. I think I'll stick with the factory name. But thank you for the suggestion.
Cool, but your boat still needs a name. No. Okay, but what kind of boat is it?
It's a pleasure craft. A 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
How do you like it?
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
The fuck is that saying?
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
Alright, I think I have a handle on the boat thing. Tell me about Wild Pines. What can you tell me about the strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
What if I want to hear about trade secrets?
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Aliments. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
How do I appeal it then?
Why? By throwing off half a century of foreign domination under the Coalition. Unfortunately for you, the Coalition also leases you the right to police West Revachol. But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
What's your role in this precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Racist? Tell us more.
What can I say? The union employs a giant covered in tattoos. A racist giant. I guess that's part of their big tent organization now.
How are talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
What happened to this Gaumont? What are their demands? Scabs at the gate. Put them there. What about the union boss?
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
I'll say nothing.
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
There's 2 of them?
Yes. Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the unit itself outside the brothers?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Yeah, well, that sucks.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
I prefer not to have an opinion on these things.
Of course, officer.
Let's see... one more thing. Said something happened in the elections.
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Eerie.
Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play, but what could they do? It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
I see.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
What happened to this Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Cool. Okay, then.
Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
Sounds like usual aggressive posturing.
Let's see. What are the demands? The scabs at the gate. Put them there.
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock come to plead for work where the Union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least.
What are the demands? Yeah.
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes, every worker, a member of the board.
I don't know what to think about that. Over-aggressive commie posturing. Seems like they have no idea about business. Forget it, I wanted to ask something else about the strike.
She nods.
That's all I needed here.
Of course. How else can I help?
Tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do?
What we do? I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
So what do they do?
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
She enjoys talking about the company. It would not hurt to inquire more.
How much money does Wild Pines have?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
A billion?
A billion? What's that? Wow. Numbers like that mean nothing to me. Money I owe is much less than that. Wow.
20 billion is a large number, but the conglomerate employs 72,000 people. They all need to be paid. Then there are capital improvements, interest payments.
Wave hits the sloop.
A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It's a tremendous responsibility.
Where does it get all the billions?
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when Pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lormantang on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
What does such a huge system want with a place like this?
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
Yeah, I don't care.
She nods.
Alright, yep, that's
Of course,
it.
Detective.
All this bullshit I don't really care about. Autosave. The hell? Okay. So what do we get? Info on the lynching. Jam mystery. Guess we should investigate the jam. I might actually switch games here in just a little bit. Do something a little bit more involved than just looking at text speech right now. Let's see. What's a scab mean? Is this the bridge? Or, no, never mind. It says GRIH. This isn't where I want to go. It's over here. Down here. This is the roundabout.
Back already?
What's going on here?
The jam, my man.
Let's read the sprawled lorries.
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating, an all-around clusterfuck. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo, For days upon days upon days.
Limbo, huh?
Upon days.
So that's where I'm at. How long you been here?
Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes and mazout.
Sure, I haven't looked freeze, but I can roll with it.
Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already.
Behind the laugh, however, a touch of sorrow.
Yeah, obviously he doesn't want to be here.
So tell me, what do you need?
Change for a working stuff. Tell me more about the strike. Know anything about the dead man? What are you hauling anyway? Yeah, what are you hauling anyway?
Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that.
Oh, sweet. That's what I'm looking for.
Time to arrest him.
Wicked, I always wanted a friend in the underworld.
Ha! No, I'm joking, my man. Found runs a nice, clean business. This haul of cargo is mostly sporting goods. You know, tracksuits and that kind of thing. They usually get shipped to Grodd and the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately.
Could I get one of the tracksuits?
We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy.
Damn.
There's no denying it. Your body needs to feel the touch of some good performance wear.
Nothing illegal
Not
then?
unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road.
Alright.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Seem like a man. Nah. Good for now.
Don't be a stranger.
Got some other people to ask around about. White-haired lady might know something. Foreign car. How about you? Where's probably stored fuel here. Oh, they store booze. Oh, hold up. There's money there. Give me that 70 cents. 60 cents. Yeah. Ooh, baby. Getting them big bucks. Gotta remember that the 70 has to go to the place so that we can actually sleep.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Snap twice.
Where am I? Who are you?
The magician recalling a subject from hypnosis. You jolted her back to reality.
The smile on her face has disappeared, replaced by the weary aspect of a cornered beast.
I was actually hoping you could tell me that.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
What's so bad about the 50s?
The men have small jaws and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber?
Where else would you be then?
Back in Methka, during the time of the revolution. The side walls and cafes are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buendero. Until you came along, that is.
Well. Sorry to interrupt your dreaming, man.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the man behind the Black Sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden. While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution. In Methk, it was a golden age.
Well, I have some questions.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
What you hauling?
Diamonds.
Really?
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
So what are you really hauling?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
Don't even know what you're hauling?
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo. If you know what I...
She says that as if something Narcotic is the real reason.
You get high after driving the lorry?
Oh, it's so much more than a high where I go, Sheriff. It's low. I go to the bottom.
Yeah, it's definitely some kick. Some terrible kick in the dark. A sleep kick. Perhaps you can find out later.
What if it's contraband?
Then it's contraband, Lawman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like Bad Hand Hermenegildo.
Seemed like a woman who knows a thing or two about drugs.
What do I need drugs for, Lawman? What I see, what I feel. The great adversary. No drugs can compare.
Not really what I was getting at.
Then what were you getting at?
This line of questioning is going nowhere. Try harder.
What isn't that calling exactly? I wanted to ask if you've been interested in smuggling some drugs.
You're mad, Lawman. What of it?
Okay, let me put this another way. Are you smuggling drugs to Terminal B?
Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way.
You said earlier you don't know what cargo you're holding. Could it be drugs?
Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiris to Grad, on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiris to Grad, Lawman?
That's why I'm asking.
It's diamonds, Lawman, obviously.
Damn this. Make her answer.
I didn't ask you about diamonds, did I? I don't care about that. If you had to guess, who do you think is smuggling drugs around here? I don't care about that.
Diamonds are good for you, Lawman. You should try them sometime. Make yourself pretty like Eva de Zoras.
Making fun of me?
Never make fun of a real lawman, Sheriff.
Ma'am, you're not responsible for what the client puts in your lorry, as long as the seals are not opened. We officers know that.
Lay off her.
Fine. If you had to guess, who do you think is smuggling?
Easy. He's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
Alright, whatever.
Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will. To the...
I think we're done here, no?
Yeah, alright.
Yes, go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesky.
The only other person I see is him across the street. Can't talk to the guy over here. So I guess we talk to you.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
More about the strike. Seem to be a man who knows about drugs.
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know? But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
Just be straight with him.
Yeah, I'll be straight with him. Alright.
Do you know Vine has those other addictions with drug trafficking? I need to get high and I'm looking for a dealer. Let me be straight. I'm trying to figure out who's smuggling drugs out of Terminal B.
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration.
Who do you think could be conducting the drug trade, then?
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
Alright. That's all for now. Somebody down this way? Doesn't look like it. Oh no, there's someone down here.
I'm
There
gonna
are
loot this
clothes
first.
inside. Cheap second-hand clothes, smelling of strangers' body odors.
Don't be shy. These are premium class clothes. Good quality fabrics, best retro design. Save the economy with your style, officer.
Nah. You don't seem to be driving around here. You just seem like you're here. Also, what's this?
There's a pile of cheap
Wow.
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest styles right here.
How much for the box?
These are all boring. Boring third-rate ho-hum sunglasses made of cheap Syrahese plastic. The kind of plastic that melts in the sun.
These are all first-rate sunglasses. Premium design, superb material, very cool.
Try again,
UV
maybe you can find
resistant.
some.
These will definitely keep your eyes safe and cool.
Ah. Yeah, he just seems like he's trying to sell stuff. He doesn't seem like he'd be the drug dealer. Take all. Money rises from the sewer. Anything else around here I can look at? Actually, hold up. This is where the bridge gets cut off.
You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley assemblage of goods. When he realizes you'll look, the name Sileng is embroidered over his breast pocket.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool here.
What's so cool?
Everything's cool. The goods are cool. The customers are cool. The place is cool. And one more.
From out on the bay, a cool wind gathers. It sweeps into the city, tugging at the textiles hanging around the stand. Some distance away, the sound of a tin can clattering across the street can be heard.
You're very cool. Bang, 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 bang.
Really? You think I'm cool?
Oh, yes. You got style. You got personal style. You know what you like. You like premium menswear. Look around and browse. Everything looks cool on a guy like you. Take your time.
Don't be distracted by the flattery and funny man act. Questions.
Yeah, alright. Where are you from? What kind of stuff are you selling? Where are you from?
Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business now. All Revachol.
But you're not local.
Very sharp, officer. I'm Syrahese, from the Sigai province of the Syrahese Empire. The apricot suzerainty, you know?
A lot of apricots there?
The apricot suzerainty is what the Sigai archipelago is commonly known as in Revachol. It's a bit of a fraught term, I'm sure you understand.
No, apricots come from Sigai. My grandma used to grow them. But Sigai is a shithole. That's why I came to Revachol. Here's much better for an independent entrepreneur. Less laws. Speaking of, why not support an independent local entrepreneur? I send half my profits back to my grandma in Sigai.
Well, if it's for his grandma, you should buy a lot of things.
Stuff you're selling here. Look around. I got something. Hold up. What did I get? Nothing? Is it here? Done. Yeah, okay. I guess it was that. I think I'm gonna switch games right here. Okay, I'll save here. No, not there. Here. Confirm. Okay, let me switch back to this screen real quick, and I'm gonna see what else I got.